starting on top of the rebounder. I'm doing a bent over move, like I like to call that. And I am just sitting back onto my back foot, my leg. I have my other leg out. And I'm actually a little bit on the ball of my foot. And I'm sitting back into my glute area. Now I'm just going to hold back. I'm on the ball of my foot. I just have a little bit of my heel coming off as I'm stretching back into that area. Now I'm lifting up onto my calf. Up onto my calf. I'm strengthening my calf muscle and stretching it. I'm just lifting up and down on that. Now I'm just holding up. I'm holding up. I have the ball of my foot pushing into the mat and I have my heel up and I'm just holding that pose. Holding that pose. This is the power part of it. So just keep thinking of strengthening and stretching. Now I'm doing the other side. I'm just sitting back. You should really feel that in your glute area. Now I'm just holding that once again. I'm just holding it down. I still a little bit on the ball of my foot. I'm just holding that pose, stretching down. I love the bent over moves. Now I'm pushing up onto my toes. And you can actually, as I'm watching this, I can see my calf muscle when I'm doing that. So it's really working deep into your calf muscles. That's what's really going to help you with rebounding, is strengthening up your calves. Because your calves are what usually gets sore first when you first start rebounding. Your calves get tight, they cramp up, they're just not used to that. This move here will really strengthen your calves to be able to do a longer rebounding session. So if that's your goal, is to do longer rebounding sessions, just keep doing these workouts and these will really help you. Now I'm just holding it. I'm holding it up. We're bringing our feet up close to the rim and sitting back. And I'm on my heels, I have my toes up, and I'm sitting back as far as I can. And you can see that I'm really stretching out not only my hamstrings and glutes and the back of my legs, but also my arms. And now I'm doing a half circle, going back and forth as I'm stretching and strengthening out those muscles. Now we're coming down onto the rebounder. I am going to be sitting on the rebounder. I have one foot off and the other one stretched out. And I'm going to do one of your basic stretches where you just come down as far as you can with your toes pointed and just hold that pose for about 30 seconds. And when I'm done with that, you'll see that I will flex my foot and hold it with my foot flexed for 30 seconds. Now I'm putting my hands on the outside of that leg and I'm stretching down and I'm holding on to the rim as I'm stretching a little bit deeper into the back of my leg. So just go with the stretch and just feel it. And this is good on days where you don't feel like doing a full workout. Now I'm twisting to the back and I'm holding on to the rebounder. Now I'm going to the other side, and I struggle a little bit with this leg. It's that surgical leg. Plus I have my surge on my ankle. Sometimes I wear it on my ankle, sometimes I wear it on my wrist. And I'm stretching out. Sometimes I just have to move that leg. It still gives me a little problem. Since I've had the surgery, it'll be a year at the end of this month since I had a total hip replacement there. And I have almost my full range of motion since I've had the surgery. I had no range of motion before the surgery on that leg at all. I was bone on bone for about 10 years. So I've come a long ways, but I'm still working on it. now we're going to bring on the soles of our feet together and do a butterfly stretch. Now this is a huge improvement for me. Before I had my hip replacement, I could not do that. I couldn't even have my leg down as far as it is now. It would have been up mid-center. I couldn't do those kind of moves. Even when I would go, if I would have my, go to the GYN, there's no way. I mean, my leg would not go out to the side at all. And it just feels good to be able to do that now. So I do say things about it, but it is getting better. Now we're going into a downward dog with our hands on the floor, and we're just holding that pose. Stretching out your arms and the back of your legs. Okay, now we're just going to be pushing our feet back and forth, bending our knees and pushing our heels into the mat of the rebounder. That always feels good for me. I'm adding in a strength move, and I'm just bouncing up onto the rebounder with one leg up, so my back leg's bouncing on the rebounder. And that's going to really strengthen your leg. I could really feel it in my quadriceps too. So just keep bouncing with it, and you are stretching your arms out while you're doing this move. We're going to do a little cat-cow, cat stretch, and then come down. Just arch up your back and just feel it. And hold your core in really, really tight when you do this. You bring it up and you just squeeze your core in tight like a corset. And that's really going to stretch out your back, and it's stretching out your abs, and it's tightening your abs. Now we're doing a bounce onto the rebounder. I'm just pushing up just slightly with my foot on the rebounder. And that is working your calves and the back of your legs, your arms, and your core. You're working it all. It's just kind of a fun little move. You're bouncing, but and now I'm holding that move, and I'm moving in closer to my leg to get a deeper stretch. I want to get as deep as I can into the stretch. It seems like lately my workouts haven't included a lot of stretching. I started doing the 30-minute videos, and I cut out a lot of my warm-ups and my stretching at the end. And I would do them on my own, but here I am bouncing on it again. We're doing the other side, but it's really stretching and flexibility is one of the main components of your fitness. We have cardio, we have strength, And we should always have our flexibility in there, and our balance. I noticed as I got older, and I'm getting older, that I really need that flexibility and I need the balance. I really needed the balance after I had my surgery. I had 12 weeks where I had a lot of restrictions and I had to bend over, pick things up on the one leg. So that really, really helped me. Now it's going to be a quadricep stretch. So I have one foot bent all the way back and I'm just holding that pose. And you have to really hold into it. And you can feel that. It's like how little kids sometimes sit, but then now I'm leaning over and holding on, and it's getting deeper into my quadricep muscle as I do that. And the quads sometimes are harder to stretch. So now when I go on this side, you'll see a little bit better how my foot is. And it's a great stretch for your hip flexor and for your quadriceps. Our hip flexors get tight. Sometimes if we have really tight hip flexors, it'll give us a backache and we can feel like we have a bad back. So we have to really keep our hip flexors stretched out. Lots of times when people do a lot of crunches and certain moves like that, it really works your hip flexors, so you have to really work hard on it. Okay, now I have one foot bent in front of the other and I'm stretching out my abs because I have my hand on the rim and I'm stretching. I can feel that on the side of my obliques. That's on the rebounder. And now I'm stretching across with one arm up over my head and holding that pose. Now we're switching to the other side. So just holding up like that doesn't look like it is doing anything, but when you're doing it, you will feel it. You will feel it in your obliques. And those are always a good muscle to stretch. And then I'm bringing my arm up over and stretching more. And just holding that pose. Okay, now sitting on the rebounder, I'm going to be holding out of the rim, coming back, and then just stretching forward. That's stretching out my chest and and my back. That always feels good to stretch out your chest area. Coming to the end, and I'm doing a tricep stretch. I figured I was sitting up, I'd stretch out my triceps. And I plan on doing quite a few more of these short little workouts. And I want to do some on the wall. But but we won't be doing all kinds of antics on the wall, but you can do a lot of stretching on the wall with the rebounder. I think if you would do these workouts 3 times a week, you will really see an improvement. And now I'm just coming up and stretching like that. I love stretching like that. I might do one full power stretching with that move. It just feels good, and it's strengthening you, but it's stretching you out all at the same time. That's the whole goal of these workouts.